Selena Gomez has long been admired for her strength and grace through public heartbreak, but beneath that composed exterior lies a story few truly understand, one deeply entwined with the rise and unraveling of Justin Bieber. At the heart of their complicated love story lies a much darker web, one involving power, fame, manipulation, and the looming shadow of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. And now, with disturbing allegations rising against Diddy, Justin's past is being ripped wide open, and Selena's silence is starting to feel louder than ever. What exactly did Selena witness during those years, and why has she never spoken out? As Selena navigated her intense on-again, off-again relationship with Justin, she wasn't just watching him struggle with the pressures of fame, she was watching him be pulled deeper into a world that she instinctively knew wasn't safe. The parties, the people, the energy, it was all magnetic but menacing. And at the center of it all, Diddy, Justin, still a teenager at the time, was quickly becoming a household name. His fame skyrocketed faster than anyone could have anticipated. But behind the polished image of the pop star, there was a boy being introduced to things no child ever should. He was only 15 when Diddy took him under his wing, promising guidance, connections, and a lifestyle that glittered with power. To the public, it looked like mentorship, but behind closed doors, it felt far more dangerous. Can a promise of protection sometimes be a trap in disguise? Selena, deeply in love, stayed close. But as someone fiercely protective of those she loves, what she saw during those years left scars. She never confirmed anything, never gave the press what they wanted, but close sources insist that Selena saw more than she ever let on. She was there, watching, listening, worrying, as Justin was ushered into elite circles, exposed to behaviors and pressures that no teenager should face. Fast forward to now, and the past refuses to stay buried. Diddy is facing explosive allegations, serious criminal charges that paint a terrifying picture of abuse, trafficking, and manipulation. The world is stunned, and those once linked to him are being pulled into the spotlight. For Justin, this is more than a headline. It's a nightmare returning with full force. How does someone move forward when their past keeps resurfacing with new horrors? Justin, now 30, is no longer the naive boy caught in Diddy's orbit. He's a husband, a father, a man who's battled mental health struggles, addiction, and isolation. But these allegations have triggered something deep within him. According to sources close to the singer, he's been quietly unraveling behind the scenes, haunted by memories he tried to bury. These aren't just bad recollections, they're traumas that shaped him, warped him, and nearly destroyed him. And Selena, she's been watching all of this unfold too. After all these years, she still cares. Those closest to her say the pain never really left. Despite their breakup, despite everything that followed, she's never wanted harm to come to him. She remembers that boy, the vulnerable one, lost in a world he didn't fully understand. And as the darkness of that world finally comes to light, fans are wondering, will Selena finally share what she saw? What is the cost of staying silent when the truth could help someone heal? Back then, it was hard to see through the glamour. Diddy was a kingmaker. His parties were legendary, his influence unmatched. He promised success, luxury, protection, but now those promises seem hollow, twisted. On September 16th, he was arrested and charged with trafficking and orchestrating a criminal network that exploited young women and used intimidation to silence victims. The indictment describes freak-offs, wild, days-long parties that masked exploitation behind music and celebrity. To the outside world, this sounds shocking, but to Justin, it's personal. The singer's Instagram was immediately flooded with fan messages, many urging him to speak out, others apologizing for not seeing the signs earlier. "The world should have protected you," one user wrote, but Justin hasn't responded. According to insiders, he doesn't want to relive it. He's kept the darkest details of his past locked away for years, and opening those wounds would mean confronting pain he spent over a decade trying to escape. How do you heal when you're forced to face the pain all over again? Privately, though, he has begun speaking. To close friends in hushed conversations, he's described that period of his life as a nightmare. He never felt safe, he never felt in control, and the glitz of the industry only masked the loneliness he felt. Even as he smiled for the cameras, a storm was raging inside. Looking back, there were always red flags. Justin was just 13 when Usher introduced him to Diddy. The relationship was positioned as guidance, fans. Big brother to little brother, but in hindsight it felt more like control. In a 2009 video that recently resurfaced, Diddy boasts about spending 48 hours with Justin, refusing to disclose what they did. "We're going to go full crazy," he says. Justin, visibly uneasy, laughs and says, "Let's just go get some girls." That clip, once brushed off as lighthearted, now feels deeply disturbing. What happens when moments we once ignored suddenly make sense in the worst way? Fans are no longer laughing. On social media, people are connecting the dots they once missed. "He's not beat those allegations," one person wrote on X. "Justin Bieber literally just turned 15. The timeline, the secrecy, the inappropriate closeness, it's all being re-examined. And suddenly, the public is realizing how much Justin endured at an age when he should have been protected. Even AI-generated clips that falsely show Justin singing about Diddy have gone viral, sparking more conspiracy. But the real pain lies not in fake videos, but in the very real lyrics Justin has written over the years. In his 2020 song Lonely, he sings, "Everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a cent." The words are raw, aching, desperate. He was surrounded by millions of fans, and yet he felt completely alone. How can someone be so adored and yet feel so abandoned? That same year, in an emotional interview, Justin opened up about his past. With tears in his eyes, he told Apple Music how terrifying it was to grow up in the industry. He didn't know who to trust. He didn't know where to turn. He revealed how deeply he wished to protect others, like Billie Eilish, from going through what he did. "I don't wish that upon anybody," he said. That line hit fans hard, because what exactly did he go through? According to those close to him, he spent years in therapy, relying on faith, support, and finally, his wife, Haley. The birth of their baby boy, Jack, gave him new purpose. But the past doesn't vanish, it lingers. And now, with Diddy's alleged crimes out in the open, Justin is being forced to confront all of it again. Can love and fatherhood truly erase years of buried trauma? He wants to help others. He wants to be the voice he never had. That's why, even though he dreads speaking about it, insiders say he may eventually go public, not to shame, but to break the cycle. The silence around exploitation in the music industry has lasted too long, and if Justin can be brave, maybe others will too. In the meantime, old footage keeps resurfacing, pulling more layers off the polished image of Diddy's mentorship. A 2011 interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live is now making fans uneasy. In it, Diddy and Justin banter about their friendship. Diddy, then 41, calls Justin a little brother. The audience laughs. Kimmel jokes about Diddy buying Justin a Lamborghini. Justin replies, "I haven't gotten it yet though. It seemed innocent once, but knowing what we know now, it feels different." How many uncomfortable moments were we conditioned to overlook because they were wrapped in celebrity charm? At one point in the interview, Diddy even warns Justin not to share what they do together. "Everything ain't for everybody," he says. The line, once brushed off as playful, now echoes ominously. What wasn't for everybody? What were they hiding? Selena Gomez may be the only person outside of Justin who truly understands what those years felt like. She was there. She saw his pain, his exhaustion, the toll it all took. And though their relationship crumbled under the weight of fame and emotional chaos, she's never spoken ill of him. Not once. But silence doesn't mean ignorance. It means protection.